Greetings, true believers. Scott here with an addendum to the episode you're about to hear, or the opposite of an addendum, because it is coming at the beginning, so like prolegomenon? Yeah, anyway, you're going to hear at the end of this episode that our plan for the new season is to release one episode every 2 weeks, which is already pretty ambitious. So, in an act of ultimate hubris, I'm here to tell you that we are in fact going to release an episode every week on Wednesday. I don't know why. There's no good reason. We're gonna fuck it up. But here we are. And going above and beyond that, for reasons unexplained to even me, I have gone back and listened to every goddamn episode of Season 1, and I have just about finished a complete best of Season 1 of The Worst Year of Our Lives. So that's going to go out next week, and then the week after, and every week after that is going to be a new episode of Season 2 of The Worst Year of Our Lives. That's it for now. I'll see you at the end of the show with some more tips and tricks. So I was saying in Japan, I wouldn't even be considered autistic.
But in China, your penis would have been chopped up and made into soup.
Oh, China fucked.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Retarded tigers don't live long in China.
Regular tigers.
Sure, regular tigers.
What's going on, TV land? This is an emergency broadcast.
This is a State of the Union address.
Yeah.
For podcast listeners.
Yeah. Here's a state. Alabama.
Bad state.
Yeah.
Not the worst state.
No.
But
what would you say? Is it Florida?
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida's interesting because a lot of it is the worst, but it also has a beach.
It's got nice beaches.
Yeah.
It's got no
Florida,
tax.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But it also attracts like all the scum. But just think about how many movies you've seen set in Florida, and you're like, I don't need to go there.
Number 1, The Florida Project.
Number 2, Beach Bum.
No. Number 3, Escape from Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all the movies in Florida.
You know what? It also does have a lot of Cuban women, so I'm pretty interested.
Florida is a more diverse garbage fire than other states in the South.
Yeah.
So I'll give it that. Like, your Alabams, your Mississippis are a lot more uniform in what they do, which I respect.
Yeah.
Because I like the rules. I like order.
Yes.
You're a fascist.
That's fine. I'm a communist now, so all that.
But what's so fun about extreme fascism and extreme communism is that if you both go around the spectrum far enough, you kind of meet back up.
I'm cool with that.
Which is why we get along.
That's fair. It's all those nights sitting alone in my room listening to Leibach and just wondering...
you need to stop that.
Am I a communist?
You need to stop
like
listening to communist music.
They did an entire cover album of The Sound of Music and then performed it live in North Korea. They are the only band that consistently gets invited to North Korea.
If only Dennis Rodman and Steven Seagal formed a band.
They would be live.
They would be the second. Oh, that's them.
Yeah, but they have to be from Slovenia, so...
Right.
And, like, there's music videos for every song, but it's just them performing in front of children in North Korea.
Yes.
It fucking rules.
Slovenia is the country I always forget when I try to remember all the countries that Yugoslavia became. I always omit Slovenia. I don't respect Slovenia.
Slovenia and Serbia were the first two to exit Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
Because Slovenia is right above Serbia.
Mm-hmm.
But they were the first two to want to disband and become their own countries.
Yeah.
And then that pretty much started all of the conflict in that region.
Then you get your Bosnias and Herzegovinas, and then even within that, now Kosovo is its own country. And then you get your Croatia, Macedonia, which then had to become North Macedonia because Greece claimed Macedonia.
Yeah, isn't it bizarre that, like...
And, of course, Montenegro.
Mount
Black.
Mount Black.
Monte African American.
Isn't it crazy that there's like these little tiny squabbles like in countries that you don't give a fuck about that you've never been to?
Yeah.
Where they're like, you have to change your name because there's already a small town and region in our country called Macedonia, even though nobody calls it Macedonia.
I love that all these idiots think they're different.
Yeah.
You know, your whole original country was like 8 square blocks. And now you've divided it into 8 single square blocks.
And it's just divided up based on, like, dumb religious beliefs.
Yeah, different Eastern Orthodox, and then one of them is Muslim, I guess.
Yeah. I think we've mentioned this before, but, like, my absolute favorite thing in the world of, like, you know, the scape of countries and nations is, like, racism towards people that are you.
Yeah, it's the best.
Like, Scandinavian racism is my favorite.
Oh, like Danish to Swedish?
Like how they all hate Sweden.
The best.
Everybody, like Finland, Norway, Denmark, even like the Netherlands, they all hate Sweden.
Awesome.
I hate to tell you this, you're all the same. You look the same. You kind of sound the same.
You're all silly albinos.
You're like the whitest people in the world. Like,
Yeah.
is it because you're white and you have to be so inherently racist?
Which I respect. Honestly, I get that.
True, but there's only other white people around, so you're like, what are our options?
What am I going to do, not be racist?
Like, am I supposed to get along with the Finns? Like,
no.
I have to.
Gotta hate something.
I have to.
Like, Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Yeah, you're the same thing.
You all have pirate accents.
Yeah. You were all...
I don't know who you're fooling.
All of your ancestors were either rapists or were raped.
Or rapees.
Rapees. Like, you're all the same. Just join together and hate the Muslims like the rest of the world.
Join together and murder the queen, is what I'm trying to say.
Kill the queen.
Kill the queen.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. And, like, I had, because I don't really like them anymore, conservative Croatian friends that grew up in Canada. But there's nobody that's more patriotic to their own country than Croatians.
Than Croatian expats. Who don't live in Croatia anymore.
You flee the country because of the war or because you're like your family's being persecuted.
But it's the best country in the world.
But it's like you have to have tattoos. All of your clothes have to have the like
you have to look like
I don't know what it's called, but you know, like the checkered thing that's on their flag.
Yeah.
Everybody
has
to
look like you're from Eastern Promises, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's so bizarre, and it's like they have like these stupid conservative views. They only marry and date other Croatians.
Yeah,
they don't date like regular Canadians or like whatever.
And certainly not Serbs.
Yeah, which like you guys you're the same.
You're the
fucking people. It doesn't make any. It's like Ethiopians and Somalians feuding.
Yeah.
Like you're just poor Africans.
Yeah,
like you're the same.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, there's a little bit of variance. Like the more south you go in Africa, but like
like one use a little better at the marathon of the Olympics.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
It's just, but I do love it. Like it's. You know, the rest of the world is like white versus brown, or like black versus brown, or
but like micro racism, the best.
It's so good. It's like if you put a Finnish person and a Swedish person in the same room together, and I looked at them, I wouldn't be able to tell which one's different.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with like Filipino and like Thai or Vietnamese.
Yeah, and like Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of tell the difference between Chinese people and other Asian peoples because they're usually spitting and have a cloud of dirt around them, like Pigpen from the...
Classic Pigpen.
Classic Pigpen.
They're crouching and smoking.
It is bizarre to me, like... first of all, this turned into nothing we planned on it turning into.
I'm feeling good about it.
But how...
This is what people come for.
This
is what people come for.
Fucking evil China is.
Yeah, they've like, obviously there aren't there are negative feelings towards China.
Yes.
But they have done a very good job the last 60 years going fairly under the radar as maybe the most evil country in the world.
Yeah, it's...
That isn't Israel.
Of course. Yeah. Israel, number one.
Number one with the bullet.
Always number one. Forever.
Since day one.
Forever.
Like, since...
Forever.
Since, what, 1947, 8? Yeah. Like, have not taken an L yet.
No, absolutely not. Undefeated.
Undefeated.
The undefeated season.
Is undefeated.
Israel is the Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins of the world.
Israel is the 1967 Boston Celtics.
All whites.
Yes.
No dunks, no threes.
Fundamentals.
Just layups. Bounce passes and layups.
Yep.
That's Israel. Yes. So what I was getting to before we got to off the Israel show.
China.
P.S. Israel is the bad guy.
Yeah.
I watched the 1997 Martin Scorsese Kundun, which is the film about the current Dalai Lama's life growing up.
Right. I've never actually seen it.
It's good. I mean, it's Roger Deakins. It's like a beautifully scaped film, but it sort of follows the years of him becoming the leader of Tibet, and then post World War II China taking over Tibet. Okay. And you so there's all this like stuff of you sort of see like how. Like when Mao gets into power, and then they just come in and they're like, "We're doing this for you. It's for the people. Like, China's here as your savior." And then there was like some John Oliver stuff about the Dalai Lama, like the last couple seasons. Yeah. But it's like how the Dalai Lama, and then I can't remember what the Panchu Lama, I believe, is the one right below him.
Number two.
That's his sort of like if the Dalai Lama dies, the Panchu Lama is the one that finds the new Dalai Lama. And if the Panchu Lama dies, the Dalai Lama is the one that finds the new Panchu Lama. Because it's like they're reincarnated, and then they're the only one that can tell.
What happens if the Dalai and Panchu murder-suicide?
I don't know if that's ever happened, but...
But a boy can dream?
A boy can dream.
Yeah.
So the insane thing behind it is that China has always hated this current Dalai Lama.
Right.
Because he's been...
Because he's nice?
Well, he's nice. He's very anti-China, right?
Yeah.
And before it was never really an issue because Tibet was actually a much larger country or region area, and then China over the years has just like pounded them down, right? As they do a lot of places. Yeah. But when the Panchu Lama died in like...
It was, not to get off topic, but I don't agree with everything Japan did in World War II.
I was going to sort of get that, but yeah.
But they really fucked up China.
But how insane is it that Japan took over China?
Yeah, have you seen the relative sizes of those two countries?
Try doing that now, Japan.
The sizes and populations of those two countries.
Like, Japan, I don't even... Like, imagine if that was now. They're like, you know what? Remember when we used to control China? Let's try again.
Let's try it again.
And then it's like, oh, there's no more Japan.
Oh, this was a mistake.
Like, they outnumber... Their army outnumbers you, I don't know, 180 million to 1. Like, you wouldn't be able to win. Like, if China...
Because, as we all know, the Chinese army is 360 million, and the Japanese army is 2.
If they really wanted to take over the world like they want to, they could easily.
They have the numbers.
No one stopped.
They're putting up numbers.
And, like, even Russia would just be like, you know what, you do you. We're just going to stay up here. Yeah. Like, so when the Panchu Lama died, I think it was, like, in the 80s, maybe.
Okay.
Or the 70s or 80s. They had discovered the next Panchu Lama, like the Dalai Lama found him.
Also, you're just guessing, right?
The way that they do it is like they lay out this table with all these items, and they put items that the previous Panchu Lama or Dalai Lama had owned.
They do tarot cards.
Sure, they do tarot cards. Or they call Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
Miss Cleo gives you the answer.
Call me now.
Call me now. You won't be disappointed. P.S. She wasn't actually Jamaican, was she?
Ooh, that'd be funny if she was.
She's just like from Brooklyn, and like
I hope she was just doing that voice.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll have to look
up into Miss Cleo.
Deep dive on Miss
Cleo.
Long
since dead.
I feel like she got into either legal or tax trouble or something.
Did she follow Kabbalah?
I don't know if she followed Kabbalah.
She might have. So yeah, I mean, like they lay out a bunch of things that were previously owned by the previous one, and then if they select the right ones, they know it's them.
Yeah.
whatever, because it's like their connection to their items. So they found the next Panju Lama in a region of China. And they were, like, they did the celebration, and they're like, he's the next day.
What region of China was that? Richmond, BC?
Oh.
Got him. Local jokes. That Richmond's... Hey guys, Richmond's really Chinese.
Yeah, it's true. It really is. So they have the ceremony to, like, start, and it's known, like, they're stated, like, this is their... And then he disappeared,
Oops.
And no one has seen him since.
Don't you hate that?
And when asked about it, China said he's living a normal life where he does not wish to be disturbed and does not want to be the Panchen Lama.
He's an accountant.
He's an accountant. But if you kill him, you have to be
somebody's
accountant.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that rule.
But so then China has since said they've discovered the Panchen Lama.
Oh.
Like,
China just gets to do it now.
This was the guy, like,
Yeah. You guys actually got it wrong?
100%, right? And of course, like, the Dalai Lama hasn't lived in Tibet since 1950. I think he fled to India in 1950.
Okay.
So he hasn't been there since then. China is literally waiting for him to die so they can put this guy in charge to select the next Dalai Lama, and they're going to choose, like, a selected Chinese child who that they can then control, because Tibet has, like, one of the world's largest unearthed lithium something deposits in the entire world, and it's never been mined or harvested. Well,
I'm sure if
China
took it over, they would leave it alone. Yeah.
They want them to live their safe, free, violence-free lives. They're not going to interrupt that at all.
It'd be chill.
Yeah. So there's that, and then now India and China are, like, almost going to war over territory. So, but, like, it's not even that. It's just, like, I don't know. I watched some movie recently. Like, any mainstream blockbustery thing has to have some form of tie to China.
Yes.
And because
I love that China discovered movies, like
2014,
like 4 years ago.
Like, they've only been into movies for 6 years, but everything.
I love walking around. Just a dude walking around China in 2014, going, "Have you heard of movies?" They're fucking rad.
I don't know if he'd sound like that, but
he might not. He might sound a little something like.
Have
you heard movie?
You heard a movie? But
Michael Bay, #1 director.
I mean, to them, kind of.
Well, exactly.
But, like,
explosions are like catnip.
Every movie has to have some tie to it, which means, like, also, it's essentially it's ruining movies for, like, at least the mainstream stuff.
Like big movies,
because everything has to appeal to China, and because China's got such strict rules.
Imagine how good The Meg would have been if they didn't have to cater to China.
I don't know if that's true.
If that's the right example?
It's a silly-ass movie that I like.
Okay. Skyscraper. If Skyscraper had taken place in America...
You take that back.
Now that's a movie.
You take that back. The Rock only had one leg. What is wrong with that movie? Nothing is the answer.
It's in Hong Kong is what's wrong.
It's in Hong Kong. Which isn't China.
Which isn't China.
I mean,
until next week.
But until they take it over. But yeah, like, just everything is reliant on, like, how much money does the U.S. owe China? Billions, right? Trillions?
I think trillions.
So, like, what's to stop China from being like, okay, you owe us money. Well, now this is us. We are here now.
We own your film industry
now.
now.
Or, like, just America.
Yeah.
Like, this is also China now. Like, there's literally, like, they can't, in a world where they could just go, like, the rest of the world couldn't stop them. They'd be like, they owe us like a $900 trillion, and they can't pay us. So it's the same thing like repossessing a house or a car. Like, you can't pay for it.
Send the Chinese repo man.
So now China owns the U.S. and they can just move in.
Yeah.
And America becomes China. There you go. Done.
And that's how...
Who's going to stop them? Are you going to stop them?
And that's how Firefly happened.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yep.
Only English and Chinese.
China called in their debt.
Yeah.
Makes you think. Prescient, Mr. Whedon. Prescient.
I like Firefly. Why don't they make more? I guess because they made a movie and killed a bunch of people and...
they made that movie because it was already canceled and they wanted to do something because Fox cancels everything good ever.
Let's make another movie. I like that movie.
Serenity 2?
Serenity 2. Serenity-er.
Sure. Although I guess they did already make another Serenity, and it rocked. Just didn't have anything to do with space.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, but enough of our geopolitical opinions on evil and... I mean, Israel, number one forever.
Hey.
China, number two.
Yeah.
But, like, could buy their way into number one.
Sure. If they put their minds to it.
If they put their minds and their checkbooks to it, they'll buy their way into number two.
Yeah.
And number one.
Yeah, so I guess you're wondering why you're here.
Why are you listening to us rant?
I guess you're thinking, what is my problem?
First of all, who do you think you
Yeah. I have a number of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Where do you get off? Where do you get off?
Where do you get off? Lately on your bed.
That would make two of us.
Yes. But not at the same time.
Not together. Only when we are apart.
A classic separate but equal situation.
Yes. It's a real Easter egg hunt when you come in after the other one's been in here, and you're like, where are the hidden treasures? Where can't I lay?
So this is the last episode of the worst year of our lives.
Or life, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, someone who doesn't understand how plurals work.
Yeah, his name is Dan, and he's a dummy. Even though he would think the opposite.
Yes, he has been refired.
After this, we refired him.
Yeah.
We realized how much we didn't need him around, and we refired him.
Did we fire him twice or 3 times?
I don't know. I mean, if it was up to me, we fired him every show.
episode.
Every episode, Dan was rehired and refired without letting him know.
So yeah, he's been hired and fired roughly 17 times.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, because I remember when we did the Nitro from Kelowna in August, that was a rehire.
That was a rehire for one night only.
Yeah.
It was a real one night stand.
And then immediately fired after that.
Yeah.
And also Kelly's been going through a number of hirings and firings as well. He's a real HR nightmare.
I don't know if Kelly's a rehiring and refiring as much as a he doesn't contribute anything, so why would we invite him? When was the last time he had anything to do with this that was even relevant? Remember when he was fun and he would do Officer O'Shaughnessy and he would like goof around, and now he just sits there quietly on his phone until we're done?
I also like that he sits as far away from the microphone as possible and talks the quietest.
Yes.
Which is great for the audio levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's people that probably listen to it on a low volume at work or something.
Who don't know there's another person.
There's just bits of silence,
Yeah.
and then they just
should really edit this.
They should fix that audio.
They should trim this up.
What is that? But yeah, so we obviously listening to this, you've listened to the December 18th episode of Nitro 2000.
Yeah, and have listened to all the episodes before. If you haven't already listened to all 52 episodes of The Worst Year of Our Lives, stop now.
We'll wait.
We'll wait. We got all day, motherfucker. Go back, listen to each and every one. Total runtime for 52, probably 75 hours.
Yeah, I'd say it's about
70?
it.
Let's say 70.
70.
Total 70 hours. It's not bad. That is less than 3 straight days without going to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
Scott does that on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it resets my clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't sleep for 3 days, then I sleep for 4 days,
Yeah.
and that's my week.
There you go. Perfect.
Feels great.
Feels great.
By the way.
You've never looked older.
Yeah, well, that's a number of contributing factors. I feel like I've lived hard the last few months.
I mean, the beard and long hair doesn't help, but
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy with everything that's going on.
I think you should just shave the middle and just leave these old-timey mutton chops. You
Well, yeah,
look like a real, 1800s presidential candidate.
A real Chester A. Arthur.
Chester B. Arthur.
Oh, why wasn't he Chester B. Arthur? Oh, it was right there. Or at least Chester Gay Arthur.
That too. Because it meant a different thing back then.
Yeah.
So you could call yourself...
He was the happiest president.
He was the happiest president.
But yeah, I've got a couple options for whenever I get rid of this. Absolutely. Oh, did I tell you that the other day I walked past myself in a window, like down the street, and started laughing?
Did you get really close and then try to look around the window, but you couldn't really tell? And then you sort of like put your hand up, but you were too afraid. Then you kept looking behind to see where the other cat was.
Who is that guy?
Who's that pretty kitty?
I literally started laughing because I don't know. Because I guess I don't see. I see myself head on enough, but I rarely see myself in profile. And I hadn't seen like that shape, and it really made me laugh. I thought I looked super funny.
I mean, it does suit you. Like now that I'm more used to it, it definitely makes your head look way bigger.
Makes my head look
like massive.
Yeah, because I've got like an extra bit of hair on top, and like an extra like 3 inches down of chin. Yeah, like it's really elongated my head.
Yeah. Like, you could do some real, like, sick Jim the Anvil Neidhart stuff.
Yeah. I could do some Scott Steiner beard ornaments.
Yeah. Or just some sick mutton chops.
So I had a couple options. Yeah, I could do, like, Civil War mutton chops.
Yeah. You'd be real Stonewall Jackson.
Or,
no, he had a full beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a full beard.
But he was on the right side of history, and that's all that matters.
Hey, my family fought for the South. I am not taking this flag down. Oh, your family fought for losers who are against America?
Have you ever seen more statues for losers anywhere?
Yeah. It's like putting up Emperor Hirohito statues and being like, I mean, he was a good general.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. So, like, we're celebrating his good job as a general.
He had some cool ideas. And I assume the Southern Civil War generals also had some cool ideas.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so I could do the mutton chops. Yeah, Civil War / Hyde from That 70s Show. Also cool guy in the news.
Also a cool guy.
Or go the other way and go when Eric from Tim and Eric let his beard grow huge and then shaved into a huge goatee. When they did like an MTV parody.
I don't know if I remember that.
It's a pretty good look. So that's an option too. Unfortunately, I can't do both, so I will have to make a decision at some point. Or just never shave again. Which is also on the table.
See what I got here.
But I'm feeling good about it. I feel like if you type in Eric Wareheim huge goatee, it'll give you something. It's when they did, it was like a parody, they were like hosting an MTV show and they had like cooler names than Tim and Eric. Like Jack and Daxter or something. It probably wasn't that. I don't think it was that. Ratchet and Clank, Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie.
One of those.
I don't know.
I'll find it for you later.
Nothing's really coming up.
I got your back. In fact, I'll make it the thumbnail for this episode. Done. So we wanted to do a wrap up of the season on the last episode, but when we were actually done talking about Nitro, we were like an hour 45 in, and at least 2 of us had already checked out.
50% of us had really wanted this to be over.
Yeah, so we're like, maybe we won't, and maybe we'll do it later. Well, guess what? It's later.
It's a later date than you are thinking.
Yes.
You think this is immediately after we did the Nitro.
Here's what's interesting. It's both earlier and later than they think. They think we did this immediately after that. Also, by the time that this gets posted, they'll think we'll have recorded it later than we did.
Wow, yes.
So, nobody's right.
No one's right, and no one will ever know.
Yeah. Happy July 18th, anyway.
6,770.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're a Syrian calendar.
I am a Syrian calendar.
525,000.
So we wanted to do a brief
a brief history of time,
and like a debrief sort of because we've
a brief debrief.
A brief debrief.
Are debriefs brief debrief? It does sound Swedish. Are debriefs brief by definition, or is it just a coincidence? Or are debriefs not brief because D makes it sound like the opposite?
Because brief means short.
Yeah, so to debrief is to make it not short.
To take a short and make it long. So we have to record for 3 hours.
Done.
All right. Well, I should go poop first. So I'm gonna really quickly pause this.
Wait, are you actually? No.
Yeah, I gotta pause it because I gotta poop. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a minor issue with the recording device.
Is it recording right now?
It is recording, and there's I pushed the hold button. No, look, it's going. 10,
so
11,
it's going?
12,
okay,
13,
so
14.
All right.
think.
So let's...
16.
Okay, don't put your face right by the mic.
There was a minor issue.
So
I went poop.
let's catch
Because
you up.
coffee went right through me because I've only had coffee and Hawaiian buns today.
Yes.
If you haven't had Hawaiian King buns, they are delicious. That is the only thing I remember about what we recorded.
And I believe I said something about snacking on Hawaiian buns, specifically that huge fat dude who did Somewhere Over the Rainbow on the ukulele. So
Jim Hookah Waka Waka Maka Naka
King
Quacka Crane.
King Kamehameha.
King Kamehameha.
So to catch you up, Drew went to the bathroom.
Catch a predator.
You went to the bathroom to catch a predator?
His name's Scott Henson. Have a seat, right there.
Lucky guess. I was in the public bathroom waiting. Drew went to the bathroom. He came back from the bathroom. He pressed record. He says is what he did. I don't believe him because it didn't record.
I pushed it and the red light went on.
And then we talked for a while.
Like an hour.
And then
And I went to check on the battery.
we checked on the battery and
Realized-
noticed the battery was in great shape.
No, it's down to 1 bar, so we probably need
Oh,
to
boy.
replace it at some point. But the levels were going, everything else was going, but I
was
realized
not
that
recording.
the time had stopped moving. So
Right.
Scott and I reviewed all of the season, and you're not going to get to hear it because we're not doing it again. So, peace in the Middle East.
The end.
The end.
Fuck.
I mean, yeah, it sucks because we talked about refiring Dan multiple times.
Even that part?
I don't remember what we... No, we talked about that before I went to the bathroom.
I was gonna say,
we
that
said,
felt
we,
like
we said we
earlier.
needed to do... Because we're like, what's the difference between brief and debrief?
Yeah, I
And
think
then when
we
we
got...
said debrief was to stretch out, so we got to record for 3 hours, and then I said, I have to go poop.
Yes.
So we are at that point. Use your brains to remember what we talked about.
Well, we mostly talked about the Nitro year, but
Hey, at least we remember all the things now, so we can just blast through it.
yeah, with the same energy as the first time. Perfect.
Whatever, it's fine. We can do it. I believe in you. I have faith.
Good.
No more.
You gotta have faith.
I believe...
So we were talking about, I think, first just general highlights
Yeah, I mean...
of the year. I was saying how I like how we're not even talking about it, like we're now like a level above talking about what we were talking about that wasn't recorded. Like every sentence starts with "I was saying."
Why don't we just pretend? Let's just play.
Fine.
Let's just play pretend,
Okay, let's pray.
and we'll just say, well, what I was going. We'll be like, you know what I just thought of?
Here's the thing we haven't already said.
Like they're gonna know.
they, they can't sue me. They don't have any money. They're not from Hollywood like me.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Well, like, yeah.
Highlights.
What I said was, what?
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine. We didn't watch all of this in the year 2000 when it happened. I think
Right.
I watched.
Watch some.
Like, I would watch every other one, but I feel like at the time, because it was on TSN in Canada,
Yes.
is that TSN wouldn't always show it.
The Sports Network.
The Sports Network, not the Toronto Sports Network, which is what it gets called because they
really?
they tend to very much cover the Toronto sports a lot more than the rest of
Sure.
the country. It got preempted tons. I feel like it was never consistently on every week.
Yeah, if there was ever something else on remotely near the time slot, it just
Like
got
I
preempted.
feel like there was always
Baseball game.
No, there was
hockey.
always curling, especially
Of
when there was
course.
like the Scotties and stuff. Because
Yeah.
like to most Canadians, that's more important than WCW. But there was
I mean,
always
it's also more important to me.
well, there you go. Who's the current? I know names from the past. I don't know any current people. Brad Gushu, is he still a thing?
I cannot name a curler, unfortunately.
Like none from the
I
past.
cannot name one curler.
Wow.
But I did go curling once, and it was pretty fun.
I like curling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. We should do curling.
We should do
do
curling.
curling. We should do golf.
We should go on a train.
We should go on a train.
Yes.
We should commit murder on a train and
Ooh.
see if an old gay Belgian man can find out who did it.
See if
Who's done it?
See if a tall, slender Belgian man with a mustache that goes to his ears.
The Slender Man?
Maybe the Slender Man, who is supposed to be playing a famous detective from literature who was famously short and stout. But that seemed fun.
I'm sorry, would you like to speak to Mr. Kenneth Branagh about that?
I'm sorry, director of Artemis Fowl, Kenneth Branagh?
I forgot he directed the second Thor movie.
His directorial history is nuts. It's
Yeah.
like Shakespeare, Thor.
Yeah, yeah. He's a really good actor. Like he, like a thespian.
Yeah.
Like a stage actor.
You know, he's
maybe
a
one of the greatest.
classical actor.
As
yeah.
a director, interesting choices.
Very interesting
I mean,
choices.
he directed the Frankenstein with De Niro. I don't know if
Right.
you've ever seen that.
I haven't.
It's good, but it's bonkers. There's a scene where when the Frankenstein's monster is born, and
Yeah.
it is completely naked
Tight.
De Niro, pulled out of like a vat of fluids.
Hanging Dong?
I don't know if you see Dong, but like Branagh has to like pull him out of the thing, and then all of the liquid goes everywhere, and they're like slipping and sliding while like embracing each other,
Nice.
and it's like this like out of the womb sort of like metaphor.
dig
It's
it.
a fucking bonkers movie.
Alright.
But how did we get on Kenneth Branagh? Oh, because going on a train.
Going on a train.
So he was preempted a lot. I feel like I never saw. I didn't
Uh-huh.
like. It wasn't like every week, and then sometimes they would show it on Tuesday, but it would be at like 1 in
They
the
were
afternoon.
often showed on Tuesday.
1 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
so you're in school. It's not like you
I
can.
think when Nitro
well,
first started...
you were in your 40s, so you
That's
could do it.
correct.
But I was in
Yeah,
high school.
I was
so-
teaching high school.
Yes, yes. Which you are now legally not allowed to
I will
do.
not be teaching high school in the future.
No. Elementary school, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, loophole.
Yeah, you're
Only banned from teaching high school.
yeah, your tastes
Just
change.
just keep moving
well, they're
down.
like, oh, he's only into teenagers. He's not going to be into everyone.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm not going to be into everyone.
Yeah, he's an ephebophile. He's not a pedophile.
I love that there's different names for it. How we came full circle to Ages of Consent, sort of.
Hey, we did it.
Anyways,
But yeah, Nitro, I think its original time slot in Canada was on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Because I think in '99, you could watch wrestling every weekday.
right.
Because
Raw.
Monday Raw, Tuesday Nitro,
Nitro,
Wednesday
Wednesday
Thunder,
Thunder,
Thursday
Thursday
SmackDown,
Friday
Friday ECW. Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday, you get the Saturday night.
Saturday night.
then-
Night's, well, it's all right for fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, you got Heat.
Yeah.
So in
Actually,
theory,
I
you
guess-
could watch it all week
Or
round.
Heat and no, Velocity wasn't on yet. Velocity was
Velocity was like
2002.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't feel like I watch it every time. So if now that we've watched it all,
Yeah.
in the 1 year that we recorded, there's got to be like takeaways or things
like
that you didn't remember, that you didn't learn, like new things you learned, or like what are the
like
big
revelations and
yeah?
stuff.
What's the big discoveries of watching
yeah?
this?
The biggest
What did we
one,
find at the bottom of the ocean with James Cameron?
Who is James Cameron? Interesting life choices.
Yeah, we talked about him last podcast and all
Yeah.
this horrible, like how he's only directed like 5 movies.
Yeah, just
anyways.
just Titanics and Avatars for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But the biggest revelation from when it aired to
Why are
now,
you screaming?
I don't know.
You just got your volume just went.
I think I leaned back a bit, so I'm like, well, I have to compensate for this by talking as loud as I
Are
can.
you afraid of becoming Kelly? The further you lean away, the quieter you'll talk.
I'm always afraid of becoming Kelly.
Yeah, me too. That is a pretty big fear of mine.
But the
Big old hog, don't know how to use it. What's the point in having all that metal if you don't know how to use it?
if you don't use it, you lose it.
I think Kelly's lost
That's what
it.
I've been told. But the biggest change in opinion from then to now, it has to be Sid.
Mhm.
Because I think the prevailing opinion, like in the 90s into 2000, was Sid sucks. He's a big stiff. He's stupid.
Yeah, I don't remember liking him at all in WWF.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought he was just a big, like, he was shitty Undertaker is what I thought of him as.
Yeah.
Even though they're nothing alike.
No, but like
I just-
size-wise and all that.
Yeah, just like a big dude who's like, squashes everyone, and then, like, that's really all I thought of
Yeah,
him
and
as.
then in hindsight, we're like, what the fuck are we thinking? Sid fucking rocks. He's
Sid-
so cool.
Sid is secretly a really good babyface.
He's the best.
like the fucking fist bumps and everything,
Yes.
and like the energy.
He's so good.
Like, oh, he was so great. I mean, turning him heel earlier in the year when he feuded with Hogan, but then didn't really feud with Hogan,
and then just immediately
and
disappeared.
then immediately disappeared. Like, But yeah, he really did have like
Oh, yeah.
a great energy, great like presence.
Yeah. So fun.
And like funny sometimes in spite of himself. But like
Yeah.
you know,
highlight on every show. And one of the few guys whose real entrance music rocked and his fake network music rocked as well.
yeah. Because we said it was a Scorpions song
Yeah.
that they obviously couldn't get the rights to.
Yeah, winds of change.
Or didn't want to get the rights to. Mm. But yeah, he definitely like. I mean, he was an all-star. The 6 out of 12 months he was there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Granted, we only got to see him like twice at the end
Yeah, not much right at
because
the end.
then it's that break your leg gone until that Heath Slater thing on Raw in 2012.
Sure. Whenever.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That was a big one. Then the other big one was just being shocked at how well Lance Storm and his finisher were protected for most of the year he was there.
Yeah, nobody really got out of it until like right towards the end, right?
Yeah.
Was it
I don't know who it was.
Booker?
Maybe Booker.
When they had the title match for the title?
Yeah, because Booker beat him.
Yeah, and I think that Booker got to the ropes and it was the first time anybody didn't
Must have,
immediately tap. I mean, it's such a basic submission move,
Yeah.
like a single crab,
Yeah.
but like coolest way to get into
Cool
it.
setup, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, a simple move.
And like in a 2000s audience who are used to like Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock music videos, the attention span of 5-year-olds.
Exactly.
And that's like the most over thing in the company.
Yeah, and just the fact that I'm shocked WCW protected anything in 2000 because it just seemed like absolute chaos all the time.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's not like there was ever any plans for anyone else. Like, all right, this guy can't lose because we're building.
Because we have a
It's
plan.
like you realize he's losing, right? Like, he can lose once.
Because we have a plan for 2 months from now, which
I mean,
was never the
Doesn't
case.
it? I'm sure people have made this comparison in the past, but like, doesn't it have such comparisons to current WWE booking?
Oh yeah,
Of just like, you can't think more than a week in advance.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, this guy, he can't lose, and no one can kick out of his finish.
Let's do this.
And then it's like, okay, well now he's losing in 30 seconds, and the guy is kicking out of his finishing move right at the beginning. You
And
know?
he's gay now.
And he's... No, they can't be gay. Are you kidding me?
No.
They tried gay for 30 seconds, and they gave up on it immediately.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. But, like...
Sorry, Liv.
Sorry, Liv and not Lana, because they couldn't commit to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, the fact... Yeah, they stuck with a submission move in 2000.
Yeah. And, like...
For a guy who, like, was relative... Like, it was a good way to push him.
Yeah.
You
Had
know?
to be the only heel getting clean wins.
I mean,
every other heel win
there-
was interference and bullshit.
There also was no other clean wins, period. So it was just Lance.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, even faces didn't get clean
Yeah, that was
wins.
like his gimmick was clean wins.
Yeah. There was a really...
That's what stood him out.
There was a really badass promo by him that we obviously watched, and either we weren't paying attention or we fast forwarded through or whatever. But it was earlier. It was when he first came, and they were doing that one night tournament for the U.S. title
That he won.
that he won.
Yeah.
And he cut a promo at the beginning of the night. The only reason I remember now is because I saw it on Twitter like yesterday or the day before, and like in the promo is literally he's like, you know, I have to wrestle 3 matches to win this title. Like, the keyword is wrestle. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm wrestle. I don't dance, I don't do that shit. When my gear is on, I don't smile, I'm not friendly, do not talk to me.
Yeah.
I just wrestle. And so he's like, I'm done talking, I'm going. And then he wrestled Awesome, Kidman, and someone in one night.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, they did such a good job
Yeah.
of, like,
It's amazing.
this guy could be something. Because even in ECW, I
He
don't...
wasn't pushed huge.
He wasn't pushed huge, and I don't remember him being, like, a main focus.
No.
You know? Like, he was a guy I always liked.
Yeah.
Because the Impact players were awesome. But, like, I never was like, oh, Lance is one of their stars. You know, Lance is just, like, a
there.
guy who's pushed and
Yeah.
wrestles, like, the bigger name guys.
It's funny that he was even an ECW guy at all, because like it's not like the ECW style suits him at all. But he was good enough that he
Not
did
really.
well there.
Yeah. I mean, he was just sort
do
of
well
like,
anywhere.
you know, after all the, you know, Eddie and Benoit Malenko moved on, and it was like, you still have to have some wrestling, and that was
Someone
just
who
Lance.
can wrestle, yeah.
But it's not like Lance was like, you know, having these big brawling,
No.
violent matches.
No,
but
no.
I guess like, it's crazy to me that WCW like realized that and booked him. It's kind of on the opposite side of that is that they really gave up on Mike Awesome pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, because like Awesome.
Once they found out how tall he was.
We're gonna have him feud with Kevin Nash because he's a monster.
They're the same size, right? He's not just big for the indies,
Yeah.
right? He's definitely like 6'8", 6'9". What's that? 6'1"?
One?
Oh my!
Oh, better give him a goofy gimmick.
Billy Kidman is 6'1". This was a mistake.
You idiots! You stupid idiots!
Psychosis is probably
Psychosis
legit
is probably
6'1".
6'1". Yeah, like legit. But yeah, it really sucks because like Awesome could have just been in a Lance situation. I mean, he's not the worker Lance is, and he doesn't have the look Lance does. But he could have just been pushed as a regular character. He didn't have to be this fat chick thriller.
And especially after having arguably the best 6-month run in the history of wrestling.
In ECW, yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah, just dominant and like killing motherfuckers. I mean, granted, he killed Spike Dudley and like Kid Cash, who are little boys.
I don't know if I've seen a match.
Masato Tanaka, who's also not very tall.
I don't know if I've seen a match more than Mike Awesome versus Spike
Me neither. No, 100%. That is the match
That's
I've watched the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such comfort food.
It really is, yeah. Like, and every little spot is like you're building to that next spot.
Yeah.
Right? You're not just sitting through a bunch of stuff waiting for, all right, well, here's where he throws him over the top, bro. It's like, no, there's this, and then there's another one, there's another one, then there's another one. There's another
just
one.
like every single spot is a broken table with no downtime.
Yeah, with a man who weighs 135 pounds soaking wet being thrown around.
It's perfect.
It fucking rules. But, like, I mean, Lance just, not only the submission, but just, like, Lance was so fucking yoked.
Yeah.
Shoulders, traps. I mean, he posted a picture on Twitter last week.
He's yoked now.
And he's yoked now at, like, 50. And,
and somehow completely natural. Like, legit doesn't do steroids.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Amazing.
It's insane. But, yeah, I mean, Lance was great. I think another one, too, is, like, because obviously we know how much Vince Russo fucking sucks and how much Vince Russo hates wrestling.
He's just the worst.
Hates wrestling and hates everything about wrestling.
Yeah.
But, like, the booking that everything he did was honestly so much worse now. Maybe then you don't really pay as much attention to it when you're younger, but, like, now when you know it's bad, you know how much he fucking sucks the person. But yeah, just, like, nothing is coherent.
Yeah.
You know, nothing matters. Everything's about fucking the marks, bro.
Yeah. Well, and everything is taking everything that has been established in wrestling as something that works for the last 80 years and then doing the opposite because he's smarter than that.
Like, he honestly tried to 2000 wrestling is what he tried to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, turn it like, oh, well, like, you know, rap rock is popular and, like, you know, fucking...
This is the Limp Bizkit of wrestling.
It's 100% what it is. It's like, he's like, you know, bro, I'm smarter than all these old-timers, bro.
All these old wrestling
Well, I mean,
things.
like, how much he honestly tried to ruin Ric Flair's career.
Yeah.
You know, like, Ric Flair is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
And he actively tried to ruin Ric Flair's career. And, like, Flair, you know, if Flair had left WCW for WWE right when Russo started fucking him over, Flair probably would have wrestled for another 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? Because when he came in, he wrestled, I mean, his first match was, Taker at Mania?
I think Bischoff at Royal Rumble or something.
God. Okay.
Bischoff or Vince?
Oh, Vince.
Vince?
Yeah, Vince. Okay, yeah, but I mean, he didn't wrestle for the majority of 2000.
Yeah,
even the end of 99.
Yeah, it was like forced retirement by sometime into 2000.
Yeah, and then like all of 2001.
Yeah.
And some of 2002.
Yeah.
So like he would have, you know, could have continued his
career.
career.
And then wrestled for 6 more years.
Yeah, when was his last match? 2011?
Well, WWE 08,
sorry,
and then TNA till 2010, I think. Yeah.
Which he has then apologized for several times. I needed the money. I needed the money. Please. Oh, dear God, I needed the money.
I kept getting divorced.
Him and Foley both were just like, I should have never done it, but like the money was good. The money was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just you can't think more than a week in advance because
Yeah.
you're going to change your mind, which is it's funny because it's 100% Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
But like Vince's is more of like, oh yeah, that sounded weird to me. We're not doing it anymore. Like, oh, that one word, no, didn't like it. Or like, that bump didn't look good. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas Russo's was like, well, everybody wants us to do this.
Yeah,
so,
McMahon is more a result of mental illness.
Yes, his is more of a result of doing steroids that corrupted his brain.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
Russo's
getting
were-
a number of concussions in his 50s.
Yes, yeah. Whereas Russo's was like 100% intentional.
And just being a dick.
Like out of spite for
Yeah.
wrestling and wrestling fans. So that super infuriating. Like just having to sit through a lot of that Russo stuff, and you know what? Honestly, even a lot of the Bischoff stuff when Bischoff was back in charge for a bit,
Yeah.
even Bischoff fucking sucked.
No, Bischoff had a real narrow window of good stuff.
Yeah, Bischoff had a handful of good ideas.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just trying to appease his buddies.
Yeah, and even his best idea, he ended up fucking up. Like, NWO, great idea. Doing it for 3 years, bad idea.
Doing it for 3 years.
With the good guys never win.
And adding everybody.
Yeah.
And then splintering it off into two factions.
Making it not special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he
Never having a conclusive, like, big face win, which is sort of the point of a heel faction.
Like, I don't want to get too off of 2000's Nitro, but, like, I think the one thing to me that maybe I realized WCW sucked, because, like, I watched both of them pretty religiously.
Yeah.
And then there were times where I was more of a WCW person than a WWF person.
Uh-huh.
But I think the one moment I realized that, like, oh, this fucking sucks, is building to Sting as the Crow, finally conquering Hogan,
Yeah.
but giving the title to Luger, like, 3 months before that.
4 months.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, Luger beats Hogan
August.
and then loses the title
Immediately. Yeah.
and then Sting conquers him.
Yeah.
Like, that whole, like, you're like, why? Luger fucking sucks. He wasn't being pushed as the guy. Like, Sting is the guy.
He wasn't, but when it was massively over when he won it.
Sure, because everybody
Huge.
wanted to see Hogan lose.
Yeah.
But that should have been the Sting.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that
And,
shouldn't have...
and then they fucked up the Sting one.
Well, Hogan fucked up the
Sure.
Sting one. Because Hogan's a piece of
At
shit.
any rate, it was fucked up.
Right, but, like, why would you waste the pop of Sting finally conquering Hogan
Yes.
on Luger
A few months
4
earlier.
months before you're just going to have Sting win the title?
Yeah.
Right? And then I also think that compounded with just completely fucking up the Bret Hart debut.
Oh my
was
God.
when I was like, oh, WCW fucking
Oh,
sucks.
they're bad.
WCW's terrible. Like,
And
I was,
what's funny is then, like, they were still wildly profitable.
Yeah,
then.
they were still doing well.
Like, late 97, early 98, they're doing great.
Yeah.
But all the smart people...
would you call them smarks?
the smarks, I suppose. Because, like, Alvarez is saying it... Meltzer's saying it at the beginning of 98. He's like, they're still doing great, but this is the beginning of the end.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah, I mean, you essentially ruin the Sting character.
Yeah.
Or actively try to ruin the Sting character.
Yeah.
And you have, like, maybe the hottest thing of Bret Hart being fucked over by the other company.
Debuts
Kind
as a ref.
As a referee. And then, like, what? He does U.S. title stuff for a while?
Does...
As a heel, immediately joins NWO.
Yeah,
like,
his first match is with Hennig. It was with Flair, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even work the next pay-per-view. He takes like 2 months off after the Flair match for some reason. And then the rest of 98 is just U.S. title stuff.
Yeah, and the only other memorable thing he did was had the match with Benoit on Nitro.
Yeah.
And that's it. And, like, that match is really great.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that was the moment where I was like, oh, I don't think I like this anymore. And WWF was doing, like, way more hips, like, younger stuff.
Yeah.
And WCW was just like, well, I don't like Hogan, so I don't give a fuck about watching Hogan wrestle.
Yeah.
I don't like Luger. I think at the time I was kind of, like, not really interested in the Steiners.
Right.
Like, I wasn't interested in all those guys I'd grown up watching, so WWF was, like, way better. But, like, so yeah, like, Bischoff, even at his peak, like, NWO and, like, not really of his own doing, Goldberg.
Yeah.
And, like, everything else was just, like, bad decisions, right? So, having him and Russo there at the same time,
Yeah.
of course everything's fucking shit. So, yeah, that was a big one, but... And then, before this got deleted, I just mentioned briefly that it made me realize that Jeff Jarrett is actually a very good worker when he wants to be.
Yeah, he just loves the bullshit so much.
He just loves the bullshit so much. He's good at both. He's great at bullshit, and he's great at like technical ring work.
But too bad he leans so hard to the wrong one.
And usually it's like one or the other. You're a good wrestler with no charisma, or you're a fucking stooge, but you can't put a match together. And so he has both. He just loves one way more than the other one.
Unfortunately, the wrong one.
Which sucks. But because
he can work.
He could work his ass off, and like especially when he really was focused on it. Because like he had some good stuff with Sting earlier in the year. I think he had some good stuff with. The stuff with Booker was good, but it was so like there's fucking run-ins and guitars and stuff. But like he did have some, and then after WCW when he went to TNA, that first like year-ish of TNA, he as a babyface like was working really good. Like, had good matches. I mean, the talent he was against wasn't great.
Yeah. And then as soon as he goes heel, back to the bullshit.
Well, as soon as he goes heel, then he hires fucking Nash and Hall and Waltman. Then it's fucking out the door.
And it's guitars all day.
Because Kevin Nash is a piece of garbage.
That was another thing that definitely is worth mentioning.
Funny as fuck.
We're saying, if he's lucky that he's funny and charming.
And handsome.
He's
got 3 of the 4. He's not a John Hamm.
No.
He doesn't have handsome, funny, talented, handsome.
Yeah.
He has
only
funny.
one handsome.
Yeah, funny, handsome, and charming. That's it. He's got 3 to 4.
Yeah.
But
which is good. Because if he was less charming, he would be the most hated human being in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Because he's a bad guy.
Which is hard to do.
Which is,
but
stiff competition.
You could do it.
We're talking
Hulk Hogan.
A pool that involves a guy who committed a double murder-suicide.
Yeah, and a guy who also sexually assaulted his daughter.
Yes, for years. Yeah. Kevin Nash, an uncharming Kevin Nash, worse than those guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily for him, he's funny and charming.
Yeah.
I'm just like constant references to Scott Hall.
Yeah, which leads us to Scott Hall.
Constant references.
A man who we saw once on Nitro during the year.
Yeah, he had a title match in January, I think.
Yeah.
January, February.
And then was in the title match on either the February or March pay-per-view. And that was his last appearance in WCW ever.
Because he was getting arrested for drunk driving
DUI
and beating his wife.
DUI.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Just loved getting into car accidents.
Right. He was well before his time.
I think
cool guy.
I don't remember the stat. It's something like wrecking like 6 cars in 4 months or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing what he did. But that did not stop them from talking about Scott Hall for the next 9 months straight.
Yeah, like the Booker T title win with the 4 corner thing, and there was like the autograph picture of Scott Hall.
Yeah,
they
literally did contract.
They literally did a storyline that involved his contract and Goldberg eating it.
That's correct.
Goldberg won and ate his contract so that he no longer had a contract, even though they weren't going to.
Even though it wasn't a real contract,
despite what Kevin Nash wanted.
No intention of ever hiring him back, and they didn't.
Yeah, and it's just all of the dumb inside jokes that he had with the natural thrillers.
My God.
And just none of them were funny.
Horrible.
But to Nash, they were funny.
So funny.
That he's sort of because he has this sort of cocky smirk that he does sometimes.
Yes.
Where he's being funny only to himself.
He definitely thinks he is smarter, funnier, and better than everyone else.
Yeah. There is no doubt of that.
Yeah.
Everything Nash has ever done in WCW was just to make himself and probably Scott Hall laugh.
Yeah.
Right? That's all it was.
Yeah.
Everything was just a giant joke to him. Which is silly because he can be a good worker. But
he can't be great,
I feel like the first half of the year he refused to bump.
That's correct.
Every match we saw him in when he was doing Natural Born Thriller stuff was he either was in a tag match with him and Mike Sanders against someone, and he wouldn't tag in until the end, or he wouldn't take bumps. He would get hit and back up to the ropes. He would never go down, which, I mean, good on him. He's 6'10".
Yeah.
And,
he's very tall.
Bad hips, so, why would you fucking take a bump if you don't want to? On a fucking 2000 Nitro.
Or why would you ever put anyone over, ever?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hogan put Kidman over, and that's more than enough.
Sure. Why put someone else over when you can put yourself over? Mm-hmm.
Smart. Who's going to draw better ratings than yourself?
Who watches The Watchmen? I say.
Who wears short shorts?
We wear short shorts.
Yeah, like what are the moments that stand out to you as your favorite moments?
Yeah, so with the moments while we were watching it, we were often building up to the next big date where we knew something was happening. Because first we were building up to the
Urethra Gate.
well, first the restart,
Oh yeah.
and then absolutely Urethra
Urethra
Gate.
Gate.
Probably, if you had to pick one moment on the year, it's probably that. R.I.P. Johnny the Bull's urethra. And then
I wonder if he has kids.
impossible, it's physically impossible. And then to, I think it was around September, the episode where both Russo won the world title and Shaggy 2 Dope died via bus.
Via bus.
I wouldn't mind dying via bust.
Bust? Via busting?
What happened to Scott? Oh, he busted to death. He busted so hard, he could no longer keep going.
I don't think he has kids.
There's no way he has kids. His dick is broken forever.
Come on, man. My dick don't work.
His dick don't work.
Come on, man. My dick
The
don't
following people's dicks don't work: Johnny the Bull, Carlos Mencia,
You.
me. I can't wait till we all get new dicks like Rodney Dangerfield promised.
Hey, everybody.
We're all getting new dicks.
Anyway, you want it.
Man, people who have not seen that specific promo of ours are like now racking their brains for some movie or stand-up bit where Rodney Dangerfield promised people new dicks.
Isn't it fucking... What's the college one he was in?
Back to school.
Back to School. Isn't it Back to School?
He doesn't say we're getting new dicks
No,
in Back to School.
it's not we're getting new dicks. It's, hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Caddyshack.
Oh, it's Caddyshack,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's based on. But he does not say we're getting new dicks.
Well, come on. He could have.
I mean, once we get the new dicks, we are going to get laid. That's implied.
That is true. What are we doing with the old dicks? Grinding them up into penis pills?
Yeah, send them to China.
So we're going to grind up our own dicks,
Yeah.
old dicks,
Old dicks.
eat the powder to then get our new dicks hard.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the circle of life.
It is.
Oh, interesting.
Dick in,
What
dick,
if I...
dick in, dick out.
What if I only want to eat your dick? Can we
Why?
separate them?
Because you believe it gives you sexual powers?
Sexual powers. Then I can stop sleeping under that oxygen tent that he believes gives him sexual powers. Yeah, so there were like the moments we were building to.
Yeah.
I think like a couple of the big ones were like the diamond cutter on Tank Abbott,
Absolutely.
the spear on Kiwi.
Yes.
Absolutely
murdered him.
There was a lot of really silly
Pickup truck full of guitars.
for the guitars. There was some really silly Terry Funk, Dustin Rhodes stuff earlier in the year.
Including chicken boxing.
He literally fought an entire match with a chicken on his hand.
Gave the whole arena salmonella.
The whole arena salmonella. But, I mean, it also gave us Chicken Farm,
Yeah.
which was fucking great.
Which that got us through the rest of the year, really.
Yeah, I mean, we just still quote it now. Yeah, I mean, there was those. There was, like, random good matches throughout the year that were surprises. Also, like, just random appearances. Like, random people that you're like, what?
Michael Modest one appearance.
Fucking, it's the Wall Brother.
Of course
it's
the
the
Wall
Wall
Brother.
Brother.
That was a good show.
That's
when they...
50-something-year-old man who needs glasses can see the Wall.
Am I crazy, or did the Wall kick out of the leg drop on that show?
Because somebody blew the finish.
Oh, classic WrestleMania 8.
Yeah, somebody was supposed to come get Hogan and didn't. Like, maybe... I think he was feuding with Vampiro at the time.
That sounds right, actually.
So I think Vampiro blew his spot.
Doesn't sound
Oh,
like Vampiro,
man,
though.
there was also that awesome... on the Spring Breakout, the Sting Luger. Remember where they fought around the pool, they fought in the ocean? That
Pile driver in the
Pile
ocean.
driver in the ocean, and Luger was
yeah.
doing his mad overselling everything.
Yes.
And remember Liz
got
had like a
hit with-
blown spot? She was supposed to like...
Something like lemonade or
something,
coleslaw.
and she was just really slow with it.
Guacamole.
Guacamole. Oh yeah, that match was really fucking bad.
Yeah, that was great.
But it's really good.
Something fairly early in the year where I believe Kimberly Page reffed a match involving Buff Bagwell.
Was it when
and it was just the worst?
Was it when they thought then DDP thought that Buff and her were sleeping together?
Yes.
And it was when she had turned heel and was with Bischoff and
Yeah, I think so.
because Bischoff and the Pages were swingers at the time. And
Right.
So Eric Bischoff has had sex with Kimberly Page.
Good for him.
Think about that.
Punching up.
I guess that means Paige had sex with Bischoff's wife. I wonder what Bischoff's wife looks like.
I bet you. I will give you 10-1 odds. She's blonde. She has to be blonde. There's no way.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe she's like ethnic, but probably not.
She's blonde or Chinese. Those are the
Oh,
options.
she is blonde.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
She's-
like dyed blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly cannot picture him with anyone else.
I mean, currently she's not very good looking. I'm sure she was maybe fine in the year 2000.
She's probably not bad 20 years ago.
I wonder if I can find a picture of her. Anyways, you keep talking while I look up Eric Bischoff.
Well, I look up.
Should I look up Eric Bischoff's son? Because Garrett Bischoff looks...
And if we want to fuck him?
You remember Garrett Bischoff?
I do remember Garrett Bischoff.
Noted Aces and Eights
I was
member?
going to say, a key member of Aces and Eights along with Wes Briscoe.
Yeah.
Couple second, third, fourth, 12th generation superstars.
I would say a second and a third? No. I guess
Wes is just a second.
Yeah.
It just seems like more because the Briscoes are so old.
Yeah, it always seems weird to me that
seems like
he's he's the second generation.
Yeah,
because the Briscoe brothers were both like 70 something,
60s, 70s,
and
yeah.
he was like 25.
Yeah.
But I guess
Is he Jack or Jerry's son?
I think he's Jerry's.
Okay. So he got good genes, but not the best genes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not finding any younger pictures, but she was probably okay when she was younger.
Yeah.
I mean, Kimberly was definitely
Oh.
a babe. Anyone out there who's not familiar with it and wants to see Kimberly Page's breasts should watch The 40-Year-Old Virgin because her boobs are in it.
That's
So-
right. That's right.
Okay, if you're like, I'm a sad, lonely man who only watches movies for boobs,
Today's the day.
Drew circa 2007.
Also, if you think that boobs feel like big bags of sand.
Big bags in. I hope you got a big trunk because I'm going to put my bike in it. But yeah, there was that.
It really sounded like you had more to that
I'm just
sentence.
checking better. Yeah, there was that, and then I think, like, man, Chronic fucking sucked.
Chronic
like,
sucked.
as wrestlers, they sucked.
Brian
Their
Adams-
stuff was great.
Brian Adams, wildly dangerous pile drivers.
On everyone.
Always trying to hurt someone. Because he would do... I don't know what his fucking plan was, but he would, like, do it to the side.
To the side, yeah.
Like, he would put one hand
Like,
down.
he didn't want to take a flat butt bump.
Yeah, he
wanted to take
was
a
he
hit.
worried about hurting his butt
I guess.
from, like, the 18-inch drop?
Hey, protect yourself before
Protect-
you wreck yourself.
Protect your neck.
They also had amazing outfits. Not as amazing as Harlem Heat 2000.
Of course.
Because they had some fucking great clothes.
Yes, they did.
I
Not even to wrestle in.
I wish that I was an overweight black man.
Yes.
So that I could
the
wear...
fashion options?
Like,
Are you
Scott,
kidding
what,
me?
what do we get? Cardigans? Khakis?
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I do like cardigans, but even cardigans don't compare to pink velour
Pink
sweatsuits.
velour sweatsuits. That are like size 3XL.
So, like, big, like, even though you're fat, it's still too big for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it looks stupid. Also,
it does look stupid.
when Big T tried to do the running tope over the guardrail.
Absolute classic.
Ah!
And the back-to-back blown Tiger Drivers.
I wish he'd stuck around the whole year. I really do.
Full year on
We
that?
would have got so much comedy gold out of that.
We don't deserve it.
Moadib, the Nubian Terror. I don't remember I think it was Nubian Terror.
I like Nubian
I think his name was Nubian Terror. But yeah, like...
A lot of Nubian terror in the news. Have you heard about these protests?
You heard about these Nubian protests?
I was walking around my house yesterday, going to no one. Have you heard about this Black Lives Matter? Have you heard about this?
You heard of this? Have you seen this?
I was doing it for me.
Oh man, now I want a shirt that says Nubian Lives Matter. Can't wear it, but I want it.
Yeah.
It's a real wear it inside to yourself and take pictures to send to your friends.
porno labeled Ebony Lives Matter.
Ebony. Interracial lives matter.
But yeah, Big T was a champ. Even though Chronic sucked, as did their opponents, shockingly good Chronic versus Palumbo and O'Hare tag match at some point. Mm-hmm. And then I think they did it again, and it sucked as we expected it to the first time.
Can't go to the well too many times?
No. One was arguably too many.
Yeah, there was that. There was random good matches throughout the year.
Yeah, like, we get psyched about a random match with, like, two guys who could sort of work. Like, even if they do a 4-minute cruiserweight match with zero psychology, just they did some fun stuff and then somebody won. That was enough.
Or there was, like, some kind of interference that caused the match to, end.
Sure.
Because that was all of 2000.
That was a lot.
There was a lot of good, like, random O'Hare and Stasiak, goddammit. O'Hare and Jindrak matches. Where they were just against, like, random other good teams.
When they would alternately wear, like, professional wrestling trunks, and then sometimes Hardy Boys-esque
clothing.
Like UFO pants.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't decide what they wanted them to be.
Yeah.
New Hardy Boys or professional wrestlers.
Why would you make those guys the Hardy Boys?
Well, because one did a Shanton bomb.
I guess that's
true. And the other one could do other high-flying stuff.
I think I could...
Like, Jindrak doesn't get enough credit for how good athletically he is.
I mean, there aren't a lot of 6'5" guys who can jump to the top rope no hands.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, he had crazy ups, mad ups for a white dude.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he is very tall.
Yeah.
But,
did it begin with a basketball gimmick?
Yeah, nah. But, like, as a wrestler, he was not bad. But, like, as an athlete, yeah, incredible. But, like, the rest of the Natural Born Thrillers were a complete waste of time, and, like, I hope they're all dead.
Yeah, Sanders horrible, Palumbo and Stasiak horrible, Reno when he was there. Like, I don't know. If you told me we didn't see one Reno match, I'd believe you.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
Johnny the Bull was there for a bit.
Oh, is he a thriller?
He was
for
thriller.
a minute. Yeah, I guess he was.
And then
also, he's like the one other jump to the top rope, no hands guy.
Yeah, remember when he fucking press slammed Rikishi?
Oh my god,
like that's insane.
That's so impressive.
That's so impressive. Like the only other person I can think of that could do that is John Cena, and that's it.
Yeah,
like no one else could ever get a guy up and get stable like that.
Yeah,
maybe not current Cena, but like
peak Cena.
6 years ago Cena would be able to do it. But yeah, man, there was just I you know what. I actually think that this thing, deleting it or not recording, made us remember other things that are good.
We've added a couple things.
I think
I think it's good I'm retarded. Yeah.
I think it's good that I hate this.
That you had one button and somehow fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, to get to the like our fave 5.
Yes. Because that was the thing... we were on that for a while early in the podcast.
And almost every episode we would mention
where's your fave 5
still the same, or like did anybody get into it now?
And then then it kind of fell by the wayside in favor of bestiality and racism.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Which is like our true colors.
Yeah.
These colors don't bleed.
Hold on, these colors don't bleed?
Yeah, that's the... Run.
No, they don't run, and you bleed red, white, and blue.
Oh, sorry. I'm not America, Scott.
Fool me twice. Can't fool me again.
Can't fool me again. Mr. President, one of the trade towers has been hit by a plane. Huh.
Interesting.
What happened next with the lambs?
Tell me about these goats.
Hey, well, he's not the worst.
What? Priorities.
Yeah, we definitely trailed off on it a bit, and I also think that the guys that were on the list, Sting disappeared for a while, Booker was sort of in and out for the last 6 months.
I mean, he was champion for a lot of the last 6 months.
Yeah, and I guess he was gone for the last 2 months.
Yeah,
but we just sort of lost track of it. But I mean, Sid is clear number one. Clear number
even one. Basically being gone April to November.
Yeah.
Still number one.
Still number one. He did so much that he never knock him off.
Yeah.
Goldberg was awesome the whole year.
Yeah, the last 4 months, he was the highlight every episode.
Yeah.
So that's
and
definitely
still
something.
getting like such major heat.
Oh,
too.
and
Like,
the
huge,
maybe
massive pops.
the only over guy left.
Yeah, and it's silly to think that like not only did he disappear before the end,
Yes,
but he like he didn't do anything in WWE until 2003.
yeah, no, he was
Right.
gone for 2 years.
Yeah, did he do Japan? He did Japan, right?
He did.
like a couple.
He did a couple All
Japan?
Japans in 2002,
Yeah.
and he maybe did one.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe I can't remember if it was before or after WWE. He did like one Hustle show
Ooh,
because they
Hustle.
did Goldberg and I think Goldberg and Naoya Ogawa,
Hustle.
but that might have been later. But he definitely did a couple All Japans, as did Chronic.
Yes, I remember Chronic. I think I've watched one of the Chronic All Japan matches, and they are not good.
And they're still Chronic.
Remember when WWE wanted to send them down to developmental after they'd been wrestling for like
Yeah.
20 years each?
Yeah, neither are rookies. They probably both debuted in the 1980s.
Yes, yeah. So Goldberg did 1, 2, 3, 4 All Japan matches.
Yeah.
Singles
Kojima?
match against Kojima, which he won.
Kea?
Oh, he didn't lose a single match. Singles match against Kea.
Those are like back-to-back days.
Kojima went 4 minutes, and Kea went 4 minutes.
Solid.
He had a singles against Rick Steiner,
Interesting.
which was an All Japan Wrestle 1 combo.
Oh, that was Wrestle 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Which went 6 minutes.
That was Wrestle 1 was like All Japan co-sponsored by. No, I'm thinking of Hustle. Hustle was originally a Pride 01 joint effort.
Interesting.
But Wrestle 1 was something. Wrestle 1 was maybe it was just like another Muto side project. I don't know.
Maybe. And then the last one was Goldberg and Muto defeating Chronic.
I was thinking
and it
Goldberg
went-
had a match with Chronic.
And it went 18 minutes.
Oh, that's too long.
Yeah, well, I bet you it was a lot of Muto wrestling Chronic and then Goldberg, winning.
Yeah. And then did he do the Hustle match with Ogawa?
Well,
Maybe
if he did, it was
maybe
after.
maybe in 04. Maybe it was.
Yes.
Was it January?
January 04.
Was it January 4th, 04?
It was.
So they ran against the Tokyo
against
Dome.
Tokyo.
Interesting.
Yeah. Bill Goldberg wins in 13 minutes. That show.
I think I have that show. I think that's Hustle 1. I think that's the first show.
That is a Hustle 1
Yeah.
pay-per-view. There's... I don't know.
It's a lot of like shoot fighters.
There's a lot of shoot fighters.
I
yeah.
feel like Dan Bobish was on the show.
So it is Loki against Jun Kasai, King Adamo, and Mikami in a 4-way.
King Adamo is a Samoan guy, I think. Mikami's like a DDT cruiserweight.
Zebra Man defeats Hidaka.
Okay.
Kaz Hayashi and Gojima defeat Dos Caras Jr. and Solar.
Del Rio. Dos Caras Jr.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Randleman and the Predator, noted Sylvester Terkai, defeat Tanaka and Otani.
That's a weird match.
Giant Silva defeats Katsuhisa Fuji and Kohei Sato in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Weird.
Fuji
was a shooter or a judo guy or
judo
something?
guy.
Yeah.
Shinya Hashimoto defeats Vader.
Hash and Vader. I mean, 04 is not the ideal year for that to be happening.
No, but it happened.
But I bet it also happened in New Japan in like 89 or 90 and was probably really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dos Caras Sr., Mil Mascaris, and
Psychedelico.
Jr.
Yeah.
defeat Dusty Rhodes, Steve Corino, and Tom Howard.
Yeah. I have his jacket. He's a 0-1 white guy.
Yeah, but like that's a match.
That's a match, yeah. Tom Howard's a UPW guy.
Okay.
California?
Yeah.
And I have his gold Ribera's jacket. Why he had a gold Ribera's jacket along with, I believe, Bruiser Brody, Stan Hansen, and no one else?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's the man.
Yeah. You know how much we're talking about Tom Howard?
And the semi-main was a work shoot
Yeah.
of Toshiaki Kawada defeating Mark Coleman
Oh, weird.
by referee's decision.
Weird. Kawada Coleman.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then Goldberg versus Ogawa.
Yeah.
That is an interesting show to go
Yeah.
up against the Dome, but I guess...
Hustle was an interesting promotion.
Yeah. And then he did it in the middle of his WWF run.
Yeah, because he went basically Mania 03 to Mania 04.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I just saw that come up and was like, yeah. So
yeah, that's interesting.
He wrestled Triple H and Kane at Armageddon, and then did that, and then came back and wrestled Matt Hardy on a Raw.
Sick.
So
that's the progression.
Man, what a bizarre turn of events.
Quite. And then, I don't know.
So, yeah.
Getting back on top.
So we said, definitively number one is Sid.
Sid. Probably Goldberg.
Goldberg number two. I think Steiner number three.
Yeah.
The Steiner, like, between promos and just, like, doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
No one can tell Scott Steiner no.
Oh, yeah. Heel Scott Steiner just decided to cut a promo on also heel Ric Flair just because he's mad at him that day.
Yeah.
For, like, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And exactly. Who's going to... You tell him no.
Scott, go out there and talk for 3 minutes and talk about how much you hate Booker T. No! I'm going out there for 20, and I'm going to tell Ric Flair he's a washed-up hack.
I'm going to call him gay a bunch, by the way. Like a bunch. More than you'd even think I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to use butt-sucking.
Butt-sucking.
A lot.
I love that he uses butt-sucking. That is such a great term. Really underused. Butt-sucking.
So yeah, Steiner, Lance Storm.
Lance Storm, because Lance was
just because he was
the most entertaining the whole time.
And
he was
just
there.
an oasis in a sea of well, hey, good mixed metaphor, fucking retard. An oasis in a sea
of ocean.
An oasis in a desert of bullshit is what I was going for.
Yeah. Please look,
stupid.
Water everywhere. Let's all have a drink.
That's the saying.
Yeah.
And then we figured probably Booker fifth.
Yeah, like it's Booker.
Sting's
maybe
talk.
you could put Sting in there, but I think Booker did more.
Yeah,
and also it was like the culmination of Booker getting pushed.
Yeah,
I mean Booker versus Harlem Heat 2000 was pretty bad, and a lot of it was like handicapped.
Yes,
but it did give us a lot of hilariously like sloppy Harlem Heat 2000 matches,
for sure,
which is entertaining.
It's never a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know that Booker had an outstanding Nitro match in the year.
Probably Lance Storm.
Yeah,
was his best
like the
match.
Lance one was the best one, but like none of them were really like blow you away.
No.
But also like Sting barely wrestled the second half of the year, and when he did, there was like a lot of Lex Luger bullshit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Booker's probably 5.
Yeah, that's about right.
I mean, there was other people that had flashes of brilliance of the year, like Vampiro. We were really high on for a while.
Kidman beating Hogan a bunch of times.
Kidman over Hogan. But, oh man, do you remember how much they were in love with dropping blood?
Oh yeah, and it never went anywhere.
And
also, the blood was, like, a little bit magic.
Yeah.
Because it, like, incapacitated you more than liquid dropping on you would.
Yeah.
Like, it knocked you out.
Yeah, and, like, made you incapable of doing anything.
It's really weird.
It was really weird. But they loved it. They were so high on blood.
It was new blood.
It was new blood.
Yeah.
And new blood's better than old blood.
Exactly.
So, and we also glossed over fucking David Arquette and Triple Cages and...
Yeah, world champions David Arquette and Vince Russo.
And Vince Russo almost dying from a concussion.
Yep.
Like, there was just so much...
Which basically led to his exit.
Yeah.
Because he was, like, too fucked up from concussion to
up.
continue working.
Hey, don't get speared through a cage by Goldberg and you'll be fine.
Yeah. He got a concussion every time he wrestled.
Yes. Yeah. And he had 3 matches, all within the span of, like, a month.
Yeah, and
got 3 concussions.
A more severe concussion every time.
Like, his brains are mush. Like, they don't even work now. That's why he's so fucked up. But, yeah. Like, those are, like, the big takeaways from the year of Nitro.
Yeah. And then we got a lot of mileage on the actual podcast stuff, too. Because, like, I mean, we got Dude Dogs. Dogs. That's a big thing.
Dudes, dogs, dude dogs.
Thanks to...
Woof, 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 woof.
Thanks to special guest Greg Sage and the in-depth discussion of bestiality laws state by state.
There was also like a droopy dog, not me comment, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And we got that. We, at some point, also I think fairly early on in the run, we were named the #1 alt-right wrestling podcast on iTunes.
Yeah, I feel like we did this with the intention of actually just trying to see if we can get through watching all of the Nitros for the year 2000. But we gave up really early on sticking to just the wrestling.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to do it.
It was a mistake.
It was.
We'll be the first to say.
The idea was brought forth by Dan.
Dan shouldn't have suggested it, and we shouldn't have said yes.
And then when we realized doing a podcast with Dan is really fucking boring, then we were like, well, we got to do whatever we can. And also, like, I think a part of it is trying to make Dan uncomfortable. Right?
Yeah.
Because we say things that he is very not on board with.
Yes.
But he has to sit there. So
have to sit there.
making him
Those are the
uncomfortable is like the highlight of my day.
It is fun.
Like, I really
It's
do
definitely
enjoy
fun.
him sitting there like, oh, no. Like, cringy Dan is maybe one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's good.
But we really did give up really quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
And then what was funny was the more we didn't talk about wrestling, the more popular the podcast became.
of course, yeah. And the podcast went from, like, let's say, 50-50. Well, the first few we did were, like, 90 to 10% wrestling.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And then it got to about 50-50, and then it was, like, 80-20
non-wrestling.
and the wrestling was just blow through it as fast as you humanly
And that's
could.
when we hit our stride.
That's when we hit our stride. And that was when we had the most fun.
Yep.
Like, watching the Nitros was honestly just such a secondary thing.
Yeah, to the point that we were able to do 2 100 non-wrestling shows.
Yeah. There was also quite a few where, like, the notes taken were very minimal.
Yeah.
So we didn't even, like, fully go through everything.
And sometimes we'd have, based on the quality of the notes, have already forgotten, like, major things that happened on the episode we just watched.
Yeah. Or it's like, we'd watch it and then go, like, wait, why did he say that? And like, oh yeah, sorry, there was a promo earlier or something where they said, but like,
fuck it.
whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, there was a lot of
That's
that.
not what anyone's here for.
I want to know what the ratio of people that listen to this is of, like, actual wrestling fan and non-wrestling fan.
It definitely would have started because it started just our friends we know through wrestling.
Our direct wrestling friends.
Because we are terrible businessmen and promoters and, like, didn't really publicize the podcast anywhere.
No.
So
I don't even know if that was really the intention originally.
It wasn't real. Like, it's not we were, like, trying to monetize
Get
it or anything.
listeners and whatever. And
it was just fun
Patreons
to do.
and stuff, like...
Yeah, it was just fun to do, and whoever listened to it. And then...
through your staggering internet popularity...
Well, now that I'm a massive internet celebrity, there's a few more people listening. Mm-hmm. And most of them are not wrestling fans, but just like us being hilarious and politically correct.
You should really thank your husband for all the credibility.
I should thank my husband.
Yeah. You're a good wife.
I'm the good wife.
I'm
Juliana Margulies.
Yes. Yeah, you really are. So, even though this may be the end of this journey...
Yep.
We still have lots more journeys ahead.
We do.
We're going to do the young adventures of Scott and Drew.
Ooh.
Like a real Young Adventures of Indiana Jones situation.
Scott and Drew babies.
Oh.
We're going to get...
Scott and Drew cubs.
We're going to get diped up.
Gross.
Yeah. We're going to podcast from a playpen. It's going to be good.
Yeah. All right,
we're going to have pacifiers in our mouths the whole time.
Yeah. But not because we're babies, but because we're ravers.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we got to keep...
Because we just did a bunch of Molly.
Yeah, we got to keep our mouths occupied.
Yeah. So stay tuned for Scott and Drew babies.
It's a real, like, Muppet Babies, or there's, like, an Attack on Titan high school...
Interesting.
Anime, but it's not, like, the Attack on Titan. It's, like, made out, like, a silly anime, but it's a show. It's a full-on show. So there's that, yeah. Stay tuned for that. We're going to have lots of baby talk, and, we're going to check the consistencies of our poops.
Of course.
And color, texture, smell.
Taste.
I think I'm going to put words in Scott's mouth right now.
Boy. That's not fair.
George Bush did 9/11. But
And he doesn't care about black people.
I think Scott and I both enjoy this podcasting format much more than other two and several other people that have been on this podcast. I think Shane had fun. I think Greg had fun.
I think all our guests had fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think everyone other than the two other partial hosts had fun.
Yeah, because Shane, Greg, Luke was on one.
That's right.
Ricky Shane Page, Alex Zane,
Liz Mustard.
Liz Mustard, Greg Sage's wife, had some bon mots. Al was present for 2 and did not talk. He was there as a special guest audience.
Fuck Al. Seriously.
I think that's all the guests. I apologize if I'm forgetting anyone.
The person that maybe said the favorite thing we've ever heard live
Oh my
in person.
God, Christopher Goodwin. Oh, and emergency phone call, Chris Frank.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. I never listened to that. I should listen to that part of the podcast.
It's probably pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't I was there when it happened.
Yeah,
but I never heard the audio version of it. You know.
Yeah. I remember we checked the audio to make sure it was playable.
Yes.
Because I was holding my phone up to another phone.
The other phone. Yeah, 'cause it was before we had this.
That's right. Yeah. Interesting.
Phoneception.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we are going to continue.
We're going to keep this rolling.
This isn't the end of time.
This is the announcement we should have made an hour and 20 minutes ago. But so only the people who slogged through all of this get to actually find out what we're doing now.
I don't think we should tell them.
Don't tell
just leave it as a surprise.
All right, fucking the end.
See ya. No. So not only do Scott and I enjoy each other's company, and we
I think
enjoy
you're putting words in my mouth. Go
Eskimo
on.
and butterfly kisses.
Oh.
Sometimes at the same
All
time.
the sorts of interesting kisses. Angel's kiss.
Yeah. We also hate wrestling.
This much we know.
But Scott and I enjoy cinema.
I knew you were going to say cinema.
Well, because I'm a classy broad.
You're an art fag. I said it.
I went to film school, and it's paying off in spades.
I always forget that you went to film school, even though you went to film school and then work and continue to work at the film school, sort of.
And have worked on, like,
I've literally worked on
my
films.
friends' films. Not really anything big. I could if I wanted to, but I don't. So we spent 3 years recording a podcast of things we did not enjoy for the most part.
So we figured we deserve at least a few episodes of something we do enjoy.
And it also it originally started out because it was the end of the decade.
Yes.
And I don't know that originally we hadn't planned on this being a continuation of this, but we figured this already has listeners and
That's
downloaders.
the thing. We figure it's easier to put it in the same RSS feed is basically what it comes down to.
So, if you're not a fan of cinema made between the years of 2010 and 2019, you may not enjoy the next season of this.
I don't know if that's true, though, because there are people who are not fans of wrestling who have been fans of the previous podcast.
Correct.
So I think as long as you're a fan of us talking about shit.
So far, spoiler alert, we've already recorded some.
Yes.
There's not as much of the comedic banter. I think we take it a little bit more seriously than we did this.
Yeah,
A
sure.
little.
Yeah, more seriously than Nitro for sure.
Yes.
Just because of the nature of what we're doing.
But
I think the spirit is still there.
Oh, absolutely, the spirit is. And the spirit squad is still there.
Yes.
Mikey and Nikki. Are here.
Nikki, Kenny,
Keep going.
Mitch, and Rudiger.
His name is Barton. His name doesn't matter. Johnny. Johnny Jeter.
Of course.
Nick Mitchell. Who was Mitch?
And Mitch.
Nick
Mitchell and Mitch Nickel.
No.
They
Nick
were,
Nemeth.
They were doppelgangers.
Nick Nemeth, which is Dolph Ziggles.
Yeah.
Nick Mitchell, who was Mitch.
Johnny
Jeter.
Yeah. Kenny Doan / Dykstra.
Kenny Doan Dykstra.
Yeah.
And
I've already forgotten.
Mike Mondo.
Right.
Mikey.
One of the...
Madman Pondo's bastard kids.
No, Nick Mondo's bastard kid. Was Mike... No, he wasn't one of the Toland Brothers.
No. He was just like an OVW guy who had been there
Yeah.
forever. And they were like, look, it's either this or we release
It's
you.
this or you kill yourself.
Yeah. And then, well, he did that, and then...
And then 5 years later, killed himself.
Oh, I wish we could talk about that, but we can't. We really can't.
I mean,
That's a good way to get us kicked off of things. Yeah. But if you're interested in finding out about the artsy-fartsy films of the world that Scott and I watched from 2010 to 2019, and hear our opinions on said films without actually arguing with each other, except for there's been a few arguments,
There's been a few
and there'll
arguments.
probably be an argument on the one that will be recorded later today.
Yep.
Stay tuned to that. We're going to do one for each year. We're going to do our top 10 for each year. And then at the very end, we decided, originally it was going to be a top 10 for the entire decade. We thought that was fucking impossible.
So we're doing 20.
So we're doing 20. And we'll kind of get more into the details of how the 20 works as we go along on the podcast. But
I think on the 2010
10 one,
episode, we explain what we're
Do it.
doing well enough. We're doing top 10 for every year. We're doing listing a couple worst movies of the year, listing a few honorable mentions / ones that just missed the cut / guilty pleasures, and
then just a bunch of other good ones for the year
Yeah.
that didn't really make any of the... Yeah.
And the most important part is any rankings that we match exactly, we kiss, and that is not a joke. That is
100% accurate, and it is the person who says the film is the one who gets kissed.
yes.
So we take turns going back and forth, and
So whoever says it's second,
if I say the film and it's
Yeah.
the same as Scott's,
Yeah.
Scott has to kiss me.
That's
if
right.
Scott says it and I have it in the same position, I have to kiss him. That's the rules. I don't write the rules.
Nope.
I just enforce
except
them.
we literally wrote.
We
the rules.
literally wrote the rules and we enforce them.
Yes.
So that will be season 2. Technically season 2, although it's going to have a different name technically.
Yeah, I should be able to figure out how to change the name at the root so it shows up as the new name in the other places. But so you've been listening for the last 3 years to the worst year of our lives. You will be listening to, once I change it, to the worst year of our lives presents the best decade of our lives. And that will last you for, by my count, 11 episodes.
Do you think we can do the last one in one episode? I feel like it might be a 2-parter.
It might be a 2-part.
Or a 3-parter.
Oh my god.
Who knows? 20 movies that we really love from the decade might be really hard to condense into one episode.
I mean, we've done wrestling single years in review that have been 3-parters. So it is on the table.
So maybe 13, maybe 14. Who knows?
Maybe we might just go the full 52 again.
52 episodes of...
Yeah, we're doing... Well, we got to keep it consistent because the first season was 52 episodes.
All right.
So the second should also be 52 episodes.
So then should we do like what we think will be our favorite movies of 2020 and 2021?
We should do what we think will be our favorite movies for 2020 through 2052.
So just all of the Marvel movies that have been announced and that's it?
Yeah, just Marvel Phase 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though those won't be our favorite movies.
that is correct. None of them.
There will be a discussion after that of there will be a season 3.
Yeah.
We've already
Back to wrestling.
We've already signed on for a season 3.
We are
got
signed-
renewed for 2 seasons.
We are signed through 2 more seasons. We signed a Joe Rogan-esque Spotify deal for $100 million.
each.
Although we are actually on Spotify now. We're just not getting money for it.
Damn it! More
But-
followers. More followers.
Halfway
There's been brief discussions on the first year of Monday Night Raws.
Yeah, 93 Raw, 2002 TNA.
I had also said that we have to watch all of the random DVDs from WWE that I have in my closet in chronological order. So that would be anything from like 2003 to 2005. But just like sporadic, like they're not all of them. It's just
Yeah.
like a bunch from 2003, a few from 2004, and then a few from 2005.
I like how it came up in our group text the other day. How I apologize to you guys on behalf of mid-2000s wrestling and how it was absolute dog shit, and I'm sorry that it occurred at the height of your wrestling watching.
How about the fact that I had to correct you on the correct team of it was not Chuck and Rico, it was Charlie Haas and Rico.
Yeah, which now that you mention it rings a bell, but I never would have.
With Miss Jackie.
Which I never...
Because
yeah.
originally, Miss Jackie was with Rico. And then
Is
Charlie fell in love with her, and then they became a team.
See, it's sad that...
Love. It's all about love.
It's sad that you watched that. You shouldn't have watched
It's sad that we watched it religiously. Like, Kelly and Darren P. and I did not miss a pay-per-view
Oh, yeah.
from 2005 to 2008.
Yeah, those are garbage fucking years.
Yes, they are.
Terrible.
I own DVDs of it.
Yeah, you
I
own a
have
lot of
wrestling
DVDs.
figures of it.
Yep.
I had the worst time.
Yeah, you should be...
I'm not dealing with it well. And you can't tell.
I am.
The fact that
I'm
I have
not
seen
good.
multiple Bash and Brother matches. The fact that I have seen Orlando Jordan before he became a creep.
Before he covered himself in cream.
Yes. Like, my life is not going okay.
That's fair. Like you should have been an Attitude Era boy like me.
I mean, I was, but
But you were a baby.
I started watching wrestling in 1991, thank you very much. I was 6 years old. 5 years old. 6 years old.
You good?
I forgot when I was born. I was 5. I remember the first thing I watched was a random, like, Shotgun Saturday Night. I don't know, whatever the fuck it was.
I don't think it was
No, it
Shotgun
wasn't.
Saturday Night.
But it was a build up to a Steiners and somebody feud.
Okay. Beverly Brothers.
I can vaguely see it in my head. The first thing I remember watching was SummerSlam 1992. So, I've been watching wrestling as long as you've been alive.
That's true. I was born in 1992.
There you go.
Wait, does that even make me young? What does that make me?
28.
That's okay. I can work with 28.
As opposed to 47, so yeah, it's better for you.
Hey, it's my birthday week. You have to be nice.
You
It's
look
my
like,
birthday month.
You look like Chris Farley.
That's not nice.
Now.
You look like 2020 Chris Farley.
Got anything else to add there, madam?
Nah. I think we're good.
It's fucking hotboxing in here.
It's getting... I'm
Because
moist.
the fans are off, because we have to record.
But
we
I
should have
am...
recorded on the Sun Deck.
We should have recorded on Sunday. But I am very much looking forward to something I've been literally fantasizing about all week. Is going to the Italian place, getting an inordinate amount of noodles, a serving you can't possibly eat in one, but one you can eat more than half of, so the second time isn't as good.
Isn't quite a full meal.
What I will be doing and have done before, I'm not ordering two. That first of all, that's like $700.
That is a lot of money.
But what I will be doing, as I have done in the past and will do again, is getting it, eating as much as I can, but not finishing it because it is a shit ton of noodles.
You can't do it.
Eating the rest in the car as I drive home.
Nice.
With my fingers.
Nice.
It's so nice.
Nice.
It is one of the little pleasures in life.
I thought you were going to say regurgitating it back up and then eating it again.
No, I've still got fresh noodles. I don't need to eat my own puke yet.
That's fair. That is fair.
But, that like 1 a.m. drive home, just picking at noodles, so nice.
If anyone visits the greater Vancouver area, and not with us,
Nope.
Burnaby,
North Burnaby,
Anton's.
Anton's.
It is an Italian restaurant called Anton's.
And they serve you too much pasta.
Usually a massive lineup to get in, but luckily because of COVID, they are only doing takeout.
Yeah.
So we don't have to wait in a massive line to get in. We just have to wait in a massive line to get our food.
Which is better.
Oh, I guess they'll have to do... They won't do cash only, will they? Or cash?
Probably not.
Yeah.
You should probably...
Okay.
You should probably get a credit card.
Guess I'm not going. Guess let's go without you.
Sure.
Anyways, stay tuned for the...
Stay tuned for some movie shit.
Were we going to say when we were planning on trying to release it, or we're just going to leave it as a guest surprise?
We're not going to say dates, but...
The idea.
All going well. You're hearing this now on...
September 9th.
And 2 weeks from now, and every 2 weeks after that, which the hubris of just me saying it out loud I can feel already. But every 2 weeks, we're going to put an episode out. That's the plan.
Best of luck with that, sir.
I mean, we've done half.
Yeah.
As of the end of today, we've done half.
And only having to do that many is a lot more achievable than having to
Than
do
a year.
And also, like, getting together multiple people to watch a nice
Yeah.
show, and it'll be a lot easier.
So I think we can do it. So every 2 weeks on whatever day of the week we decide, whatever day of the week you're listening to this, if it's the day it came out. Because if it's not, then it's a different day. Perfect.
Hello, fellow teens. Scott here again. I just wanted to mention a quick omission when we were talking about our Fave 5 for the whole year. 2 names that didn't come up that probably should have were Norman Smiley and Tank Abbott, both of whom probably didn't come up because they had sort of disappeared by the second half of the year. So 6 months of Nitro time and 2 years of real time for us since we had really seen them much, which is probably why they got left off, but both are awesome. And a special shout out to Lil Nate, Charles Robinson, the referee, who took a couple of very stupid referee bumps that we appreciated very much. So I think that covers omissions. Otherwise, just wanted to reiterate that despite what you just heard at the end of the real podcast, we will be doing 1 episode every week on Wednesday, starting next week, September 16th. Never forget, 9/16. With the best of episode for the whole season 1 that took a long time. And after that, 1 episode a week of The Worst Year of Our Lives presents The Best Decade of Our Lives. Our top 10 movies for each year of the 2010s, starting with 2010, as you would. So we're going to see if we can keep on time with that 1 a week. We probably won't. So we will see how that goes and see you next week, ?